Important report from New York State's Health Department, Department of Health. Let me read from page 30. It says, quote, during a severe influenza pandemic, there is likely to be a projected shortfall of ventilators, 15,783 during peak week demand. After reading this report, Cuomo, he purchased 0 ventilators for New York. By the way, smallest geographical location with 11 million people, New York City. Instead, he instructed the commission to figure out ways to ration the existing 2,000 ventilators. The #1 target of terrorism, the #1 at-risk place in the country for disease, the most dense population, has a shortage of ventilators. He wouldn't buy them, but he wasted $750 million on a solar project, another $600 million on another idiotic project, $90 million on a light bulb project, and he wouldn't buy the ventilators. Now, because of an executive order, also in New York, any prescription of the potentially life-saving treatment hydroxychloroquine, if you want it, well, you got to go to the hospital system, which is already overrun. So in other words, you can't have your doctor call into your pharmacy in consultation with your doctor. He won't let that happen. And Cuomo, why? I thought you're pro-choice, Governor. Let New Yorkers, in consultation with their doctors, decide. The president, when you ask him, like every other time, he's building you hospitals all over the place, sending you thousands of ventilators, bailing you out. I'm sure he'll send you the hydroxychloroquine. Just ask. Instead, he goes out on TV, pounds his chest, all talk, no action, blames the president, and his own health department told him to buy them. He refused. He wasted hundreds and even billions of dollars. The mob and the media, they love Governor Cuomo. They treat him like he's a hero. Well, he failed the people of New York, and he treats the president like garbage. In the middle of a national crisis, there no help to the American people. None. How did you not prepare the #1 target of terror? Unbelievable. President, you know what? It's all over the media as we now go through, and a lot of the media mob in so different ways. And, you watch on morning media, what they say over there, fake news, Don Lemon saying his crap all over. We won't go to that, but believe it or not, Don Lemon pretends to be a news anchor over there. And if he were an actual journalist, this was an actual news organization, and he wasn't a partisan hack, and they didn't have a leftist agenda, well, when his fake news network was obsessed with the impeachment witch hunt, the federal government was warning Americans about coronavirus. Here's the timeline. December 27, Chinese officials, World Health Organization, they saw that there was some type of pneumonia-looking like virus. They didn't know what it was called yet. People were getting sick. December 30th, that's when they first found out. A few days later, January 6th, the federal government started to issue warnings. Wasn't labeled corona until January 7th. Follow these dates. January 20, CDC, its Emergency Operations Center. January 31st, 10 days after the first known U.S. case, President Trump issued that travel ban and conducted the mandatory quarantines followed. Look at your screen every step of the way. The administration took unprecedented, aggressive action and got the crap kicked out of it. Racist, xenophobic, hysterical, fear-mongering. Think about it this way. Dr. Anthony Fauci, he served 6 presidents. This guy has been a champion in fighting pandemics and HIV, and I mean that. Highly respected. And, one of the most trusted experts in the field. Dr. Fauci didn't realize the true threat of the virus on January 21st. Take a look.
Bottom line, we don't have to worry about this one, right?
Well, obviously you need to take it seriously and do the kinds of things that the CDC and the Department of Homeland Security are doing. But this is not a major threat for the people in the United States, and this is not something that the citizens of the United States right now should be worried about.
But very well respected, not to say anything bad about Dr. Fauci. He was lied to by the Chinese government. January 26th, take a look.
The American people should not be worried or frightened by this. It's a very, very low risk to the United States, but it's something that we as public health officials need to take very seriously.
Where's the Biden? And 5 days later, President Trump enacted a travel ban. Wow, how much worse would this all be? Now, get this, just breaking tonight. Yeah, the ever so clueless, out of touch, quid pro quo Joe. Remember him? He's, running those bad podcasts, his TV podcast. initially called the ban xenophobic, hysterical, and fear-mongering. Look at this news. Yep, Joe Biden now supports the president's travel ban with China. That's 2 months and 3 days too late, Joe. Now, every Democrat running for office needs to be asked the same question. You people in the mob and the media, ask them now in retrospect, was Donald Trump right? This was bold, this was unprecedented. Untold thousands of Americans didn't contract the virus and many others didn't die. And China lied to the world. That's why Dr. Fauci didn't know. It's not his fault. But still, the president got it right 5 days later. They lied about the number of cases, the amount of death, the way the disease is spread. They blocked U.S. researchers, world researchers, important data. The World Health Organization spread their lies and propaganda. They're a disgrace. We should have nothing to do with them down the line. One study in the U.S. found if China had been honest sooner, that study, 95% of all of this could have been prevented. The mob and the media don't care about truth. They're just worried about scoring cheap political points, as demonstrated by fake news Acosta today. Take a look.
And where is Dr. Fauci?
I don't know, but every time you ask that question, whenever he's not here, you look, you say, where is he? And you'll say, is there a problem? No problem whatsoever. Every time he's not here, sometimes I'll ask him to come because that's the first question that you and a couple of others from the fake news establishment ask is, where's Dr. Fauci? We're doing great.
Here with more, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. You know, China, horrible. Joe Biden now supports the travel ban, the xenophobic one, really? A little late, Joe.
No, the thing I see, Sean, the president's action about stopping the flights from China saved millions of lives. What we need to be focused on right now is the health of the American public. And what you're watching, what the president is doing, he's taking the leadership day in and day out to make that happen. We need to be working together. Unlike what Speaker Pelosi is doing, she now wants to create a new commission to oversee this, when in the CARES Act, it created 3 oversight committees already. A pandemic one made up of inspector generals that's headed by Glenn Fine. We've got an appointment by the president, confirmed by the Senate for 5 years, another individual to oversee it. And then we have a congressional special committee to oversee it that's appointed by every leader inside Congress.